Hello. Welcome to the late night talk with Romantic Developer. And we are starting our 146th episode of that series. That series started as a challenge from my wife to have at least 152 consecutive day streams. And yeah, we are very close to completing the challenge. What's go next? Next, we will continue. It was a decision from my side, but probably format would be changed. And yeah, I have some ideas how to make it more excited, at least for myself. So it would be interesting. What else? What else? Now I tell you a few words about the stream structure. It's not a very long stream. It consists of two parts. In part number one, we discuss some of the recent news, events, some impressions, my impressions from some of my thoughts through the day. So some insights from me, some of my reflections. Or we could discuss any topic you provided in comments. So it would be more social discussions about mostly everything. And next part, which is second part, which is the last part so far, would be technical part about about some technical part. We mostly working with some code, which is Python code. At the moment, we are writing Python script which help us automate multiple things we do with videos, like downloading any YouTube video, convert it to some small audio part or GG file, send it for transcription to Whisper model or local or through SDK. And then once we receive the transcript, we do LLM model improvements. So we send that to LLM model asking to improve it, to fix all issues, make it beautifully correct from punctuation side and others. And then we execute multiple prompts. It's all configurable. And our main prompts are for description, for title, for keywords, and for video chapters, which we insert into the title afterwards with substitution system. And after that, we have ability to also specify some param or execute another action to update video if we have access to that. We could authenticate with YouTube API, and if we have access, we go and update that video. I'll show how it's all work right now. But yeah, we are doing some improvements to that script every day. We think what other options we could use, including fully free LLMs. And now I need to prepare my computer to downloading the best and most recent model from Llama 3.3, which available through llama.com program. It's already pre-compiled, so it should execute. It should even execute on our local computers. Hopefully it wouldn't take too long, too much, and we could see if we can use it, because previous versions, they're nice, but most probably will not work for our tasks because of limited context, limited tokens window, return tokens number, and other things. So we will test it with Llama. It's nice that we don't need to do a lot of changes to our code to support all that free LLM models. We could do it through configurations, and it should be pretty simple. Okay, let's switch to the part number one. And part one is reflections. And yes, few last streams we talked about several things, and one of the things, importance of peace not only on the earth, but also in our families, in our head, in how we actually see the things, how we experience the things, if we do experience it with acceptance, with love, with, yeah, we have some cute feelings, at least feelings of acceptance and understanding what's going on, or if something is go beyond our like well-defined limits, do we feel aggression, do we feel that we need defend, offend, I don't know, should do some participation. And normally those participation, even in family discussions or relationships, looks like some offense or defense, whatever. So we start small aggression inside with our very loved ones inside our family, and it's lead or everything to aggression between countries, aggression between continents, and so on and so on. People couldn't live right now peacefully. Hopefully it would change. It start with yourself, and hopefully we will do it earlier before AGI, which is generalized artificial intelligence, general intelligence, yes, AGI, which means we will not use some well-trained LLM models which are more like, yeah, there are a lot of cool things in them, but they still not work like some beautiful artificial mind. It's more like, you know, some very cool database which could return the answer you expect, which relevant to what you're asking, and so on and so on. Of course, it's far beyond that, and there are very beautiful models like O1 or O1 Pro from OpenAI, and there are also new models from other systems which could do deep reasoning, but mostly they do the deep reasoning because of iterative process of executing more simpler, more well-known like ChatGPT 3.5 or 4 models which can do that deep reasoning, but they know much and they could reply the way we like them to reply. So that's it. I see that my stream not going well, but I couldn't do anything about it right now except restart everything. But restarting will mean that I will be off about 10-20 minutes each, and taking into account number of viewers, I think it's not worth it. Hopefully it will not do huge impact on viewing stream in recording. So let's proceed with what we have right now, and I'll switch my Wi-Fi. I'll switch my Wi-Fi on my phone, so maybe my phone will be not so laggy. Also, today is a day when it's understandable, then there are a lot of things going on, and especially in Syria. So today, let's call it democratically opposition, but some of the opposition is well-known terrorist organization which do terrorist way of the things to support their points of views and their actions. So yeah, not like people with whom you would like to talk about something, rather than people with whom you don't want to talk anybody, anytime soon. But anyway, so there are a lot of actors, let's say that actors on that scene, and there are some organizations, of course, which are funded from some Western governments. There are some organizations which are funded by Turkish government, Also, Israel army came into the scene and fighting somewhere in the region, close region in Syria as well. Also, there are Kurds and others are there. There are Russian uh, Air Force bases and so on. So there are a lot of things here. There are a lot of interest. And I'm trying to explain that O1 model and seek it guidance. Is it possible to stop it? What should be done to stop it? And I start with Palestine and Israel, and yeah, even it provided some good thoughts about Palestine and Israel, which are mostly planned from Organization of United Nations uh, of 17th. But after I added more context about what's going on right now, it says, oh, it's mostly impossible. It's so impossible. And I think that even such beautiful reasoning model like O1 Pro couldn't find a way because really there are a lot of interests here and there is nothing you can say, hey, we will do that, and everyone would be happy because now everyone feels that they could have some piece of that cake, you know. And of course, it's not in interest of just usual people who live in Syria, and Syria is pretty large country. It's maybe mm, 1/3 of the largest European country. Ukraine before 2014, I believe. And there are a lot of people living in this area, but yeah, we see that right now there are a lot of military actions, and hopefully a lot of people would be safe. And I hope that, of course, it's very hard to predict what will be on the territory of Syria, but let's hope it will touch not so many people and many people could live normal life and be happy and cooperate with, and countries or governments become more human oriented, and they'll do what is good for people, not for good for some leaders of them. Actually, we could tell it would be a nice government for any country, because right now I don't know a single country in the world where government cares about people. Of course, no. For definite reasons, it's not Russia or Ukraine. And looking into government in the United States, I see that it's very far from interest of just normal people um, who want just to live, let's say, more simple rules, but quite dignity life. So they want simplicity and understand they're under protection, they will protect it, the government take care of them and they're doing a really good job and they really want that, and so on and so on. And I don't say that all the people in government don't want to help. There are a lot of beautiful people everywhere in the United States as well, and in other governments of the world, but I'm just telling that who rule them all, you know, like not the ring, but people who really don't care. Maybe they're beautiful parents in their family and care about their kids or grandparents or parents, I don't know. But of course, they not treat every parent in their country, every kid in their country the same way. Okay, I will not go further in the discussion, but of course, yeah, it's a word. I believe that in this world couldn't be full equality between all the people, but I strongly believe that at least leaders, and not only leaders, but people who want to care about others, will go to some roles where they could do that, and people who care about myself will incrementally flee from government and from the positions of power because they surely use this power like the wrong way. Okay, so it's about our moments of truth, moment of reflections, and let's switch to the software development. And yesterday we reviewed few very nice and bright news about OpenAI week, not weeks. It's about 2 weeks of excitement news. Right now we know about the plan which they started. It's O1 Pro, not O1, ChatGPT Pro. Yeah. How to look at that? It's the news, and if we go to our OpenAI website, it would be that. Hello, where are you? Okay, that should be that ChatGPT Pro. Yes, they introduced ChatGPT Pro with Pro mode, O1 Pro mode, which actually very cool for code completion, for math completion, for PhD level science questions. So it's a really cool model, and it's do pretty fast, especially with some simple questions. Okay, and we talk about a llama structured output, and a llama model 3.3. Let's probably switch to that, and let's see where we could read about it in more details. New capabilities. Don't have any latest. So 70B and latest is the same model. What else we do have? We have 70B instruct, Q2, Q3, instruct, multiple Q, including Q8. Interesting, what is the difference of that model from 70B just? Quantizations. Okay, probably it's about some weighting of course, but that number of size, it's all about that custom weights. Okay, as you see, to download one model taking about 100 gigabytes of data. Yeah, I need to free some things from my computer just to be able to download it. And we could try it. Okay, let's see what we have, and we'll switch to our Google Docs, YouTube AI helper slides, and we have developed something which we call Python script upgrades. Python scripts is one of the version of our AI helper toolkit. We have one program which basically fully built on batch file. So we just need to install some tools, and batch file just executes those tools, including request to OpenAI through curl, curl, how to spell it. I need to listen more for such topics. And we also want to simplify the prompt. We also want to provide local video as input. So let's, okay, and it's some learning environment. Let's go to Romantic Developer. Let's go to YouTube AI Helper. And we have here local YouTube AI Helper Python. Here we have our virtual environment, which have all the required versions of all libraries we're using. So we just activating that, and now we are ready to execute in Python our program. Python main py. Let's see if it will work. It should work. Cool. And we just say full process. And let's see what we want to full process. We want to full process a YouTube video. Oh, really? Let's try to see the channel we are on. Let's switch. Oh, no. Let's switch the channel to Romantic Developer. And here in content, we have the latest stream yesterday, and it's very not described at all. So I just want go here, say full process, and also I want to update YouTube. And I'm just showing you how I'm doing that. I'm saying call that executed here, and I'm providing some file to do that. Oh, really? And it's looking for, okay, we probably need to add check YouTube token. So our YouTube token is expired, and it said it to us that it expired. Let's call check for expired YouTube token. Okay. Right now we just go here. We have YouTube token which called token JSON, and we just go and remove it completely. With that, if you will execute the previous command once again, it will try to log in us to YouTube, and we just want to choose account. No. Account which we want to really continue. Okay, and say continue. I'm doing that because my application is not officially published. So it's fine completely to test it as far as many as we need, but it will show that safety window and so on. So we see we created proper token, and now we're processing that our stream is number 145. We downloading that. It's showing the current progress, the total file size, because we downloading only audio details right now, and it show ETA. So we have only about a few seconds left to do that. Once we downloaded the file, we start FFmpeg execution to transform our audio file from some of the web format like WebM in that case to OGG format with very low quality, but because we do transcription of this, we define that transcription even of low quality should work fine, because we will not lose a voice. Of course, we could lose some tones if we listen to the music, but for voice it should be fine. Now we send it to Whisper API. We do everything because we specified command full process, which means we download, transcribe, and process the prompt. And we specify as parameter update YouTube, which means that after it's do everything from the process, it will try go and update YouTube. And that's why we see that issues initially on the expired token, because it's when it has update YouTube, it's also go and try to see if it have all the access you need. Not all the, but at least YouTube token and everything, if it could be created, so it's not fail later. Okay, now we received our transcript. We divided it into, let me see, into one chunk, so I try to divide it, but it's not too long, so we should have one part. And now we send the transcript to beautify it, basically to fix all the issues, errors, and so on. I don't like what I see. I see that my office display, disconnected from the internet. Last time it's happened, my internet also gone and I couldn't do the stream normally. Right now everything is still fine. So it's taking about minute and a half up to 2 minutes to transcribe a big chunk of information. So we should wait a little bit and we should be really close to the receiving the result from ChatGPT. At the most moment, everything we do with SDK. It's much faster than locally, and yeah, it's costing us some money. We need to specify OpenAI key or Azure OpenAI key to our configuration file or on our local environment file, but you know it's not much. It's much less than $200 a month because we never spend more than like maybe 50 cents or like less than 50 cents per day, even if we do several videos. Okay, we preserved transcript. We created some text version of the transcript, word level transcript, all of those, and we sent in all the chat, all the smaller prompts to ChatGPT to receive description, titles, etc., etc. And then we at the end updated that video on YouTube. We updated even our captions, and yeah, and after that we are fine. So the only thing we need to go update that yesterday's video, unveiling AI secrets, new models, and ChatGPT Pro insights in the late night talks. And we have 29 minutes of 20, mostly 30 minutes of talk, and it creates that video chapters. I'm most sure they are pretty good, because initially we talk about reactions, about self-love, about peaceful mind, something we talked tomorrow or yesterday and today, and then we start looking into Llama, OpenAI, all that features in more details. And we have as well better keywords here. It's called AI News, all the GTP versions, JSON schema, and llama.com, supported work-life balance, language models, and so on. And in subtitle sections, we also have like automatic captions, which we couldn't remove because they're still processing. But also we have English subtitles, which are published. And if we look at them, it would be just good subtitles in English with a lot of things fixed. So if you see, of course, it's not very short, but it's how Whisper created that. We could do some configuration for that, but we will talk about it later. But actually, it's created everything as a sentences, and sentences from start to end, which looks good. And what is important, if you want to look at this text in different language, we could say automatic translations in YouTube, and it will translate to the different language pretty well. So it's very important, especially with the English subtitles, not especially with the English subtitles, but subtitles in other languages, which YouTube normally not do fine, especially my native languages like Ukrainian or Russian. I saw multiple times when YouTube did a bad job transcribing them and did ugly job when it's for Ukrainian sync it Russian, and for Russian sync it Ukrainian. It's do very bad transcriptions. Okay, so it's how the program works. Just showed you one more time. So now in our channels we have that everything aligned, and if you go here to our previous stream, and if we even go to that parts, and if we will even switch here, so work my schedule, and where is the next part? Okay, my schedule to work my work-life balance back to normal. So yeah, important of self-love, dignity, and yeah, new developments in AI. Okay, it's the thing where we tested Llama model. Where is the new developments? Probably we talked about it here. And yeah, we look for ChatGPT Pro. So yeah, it looks good. We have all of that. And for show transcript, it's also pretty cool. Hello, welcome. Today we have episode and so on. And here, as I showed, we could use the subtitles and say auto translate and choose any other language. For example, we could choose Spanish. Let's start with the beginning. With Spanish, it's always nice. Hola, hola. Bienvenidas, Carlos nocturnas con el desaltar romántica. Desarrollada romántica. Hoy tenemos el episodio número. I don't know how to say that big numbers in Spanish. Lo que significa que estamos muy cerca del final de nuestro desafío de unos 52 transmisiones por 10 consecutivas. Oh, it was hard. I need to learn Spanish from my streams. Okay, I think we could close that page and basically return to our model. So check expired YouTube tokens. And there are also another task I want to look into based on the discussions, and it was okay. Well, that's a leap to do. I try to remember, but yeah. So let's see if we can provide local video as an input. Why we doing so? We believe that so it's from my experience. I not always need to create all of the stuff for a video which is on YouTube, but sometimes I really need some help with video which I created locally and I exported from, for example, Adobe Premiere Pro locally. And before it uploads to YouTube and I could process everything from YouTube, I don't see why I need to wait and then I need to download it, do all of this stuff again locally. Why, if I could just specify the video and it will do everything for me locally. So local video is nice thing to have. So let's try to work with our code base and on our local video. So let's go to our free version of ChatGPT. Let's start new, and we see that it's free because if you go to our chats and you see that we on a very free layer, it's my current plan. I just log into the ChatGPT and that's it. I never paid a cent, so I'm on that free plan, which I have access to GPT-4o mini and limited access to GPT-4o. If we have on very popular plus plan, we could have much bigger limits on messaging, on file uploads, and on connected with image processing, etc. And also we have limited access to O1 and O1 mini, and we can use custom GPT, and we could even create custom GPTs. I created several custom GPTs. It's like you have a conversation with already started points applied. So you could specify that you want to talk about something and start your custom GPT, and it's already know a lot about your questions. So for example, if you want to talk about, for example, some specific language, let's take as an example, I don't know, Prolog, or maybe CQL, not SQL, but CQL, which is clinical quality language, and it's very different from other things. And you could teach the model, provided all the resources, including grammar, rules, examples, etc. And after that, of course, if you need just some help on query on SQL, you don't need to teach it again, because normally it provided query which will not compile. And it's fine because it's something not very used by everyone. It's very specific field of medical research. And Pro, of course, it's very cool. It has everything. It has unlimited access to O1, to GPT-4o, advanced voice, and also it has access to O1 Pro mode, which has very cool compute power for hardest questions. Okay, so we are on the free layer. How to close this? But it should be able to help us with our task. Right. I have a Python program and I want to add new functionality. There are few parts of my current solution. File main py, and let's copy and file. Let's remember what the file we have, which process initially. It says downloader. Let's go to downloader. Let's return to our chat and file downloader. Python with content. I want to add opportunity to accept as a param for full process, not only YouTube IDs or full links, but also a local file. So I could process it in its folder, starting from transforming it to OGG file in the first step, And what else? Transcribe, execute prompts, and execute prompts, and probably update YouTube in the next steps. Please help me with required changes and approach here. Please don't return the full code, but only the places we intended to change. Let's see. It's our free version of ChatGPT. Most probably for today it's some limited access for 4.0. It's not 4.0 mini, hopefully. So it could provide us some responses. And let's see what the responses it provided. To add support of accepting a local file, you need to modify main.py, new chat, to add support. Okay, we are already on this chat. Need to modify main Python in downloader class in downloader py below the changes. Update arguments parsing in main py for full process inputs. Okay, that thing is just telling that we are what we are accepting. It's process input, it's in main Python, and it would be here. When we do full process, and we have download, transcribe, and process prompts, and inputs, that's called inputs. URL inputs parser full add arguments okay, it has inputs, so let's call inputs, and I believe we want just to replace URLs with modify URLs arguments with inputs. You see, I haven't read it nicely and I need to guess, but then I just read it, and yeah, I understand that my guess is right. Okay, handle local files in full process, modify full process, input args. So let's go to full process, and let's say if it's pass, so and we just say like that, process in local file, else process in update YouTube. You know, it's not doing the great job. I'll tell you why, but let's copy. So let's copy like that. So process in local file, input item, and video folder, get the folder from file path, split file name, download, convert to OGG input file, video folder, file name, and then we just execute transcriber with OGG file path. Transcribe audio file OGG file path, and then we do improve transcriptions, on video folder, and then we do prompt processor prompts on transcript video folder. And video folder in that case, it would be pass. And also we need to copy that thing here, because looks like we just haven't copied it. Okay, so a lot of code duplication. Probably we could work with that later. And in downloader class, add functionality to downloader. No change required to convert to OGG. It has supports local file. If needed, you can try utility method to check the validity of the input files, ensure the audio video file. Update main to validate input. Okay, here we just want to skip the input file if it's not valid, and downloader we just define that. Let's define that, and let's make it static method. So we just define basically what we define only, you know, if the file extension is valid. Not too much, but at least something. So we just get in the file path, and if it's too low or equals that valid extensions, we do, else we say, okay, you provided us bad path. Okay, testing and verification. Let's say it looks like the code you have generated contains a lot of duplicate code there. Any possibilities to refactor it to be more short, reusable, reuse functionalities rather copying it? Let's ask. You correct. Nice. Why I like ChatGPT? Because it's always agree with you, even if you're telling something very questionable. You remember those jokes of the early days of ChatGPT when people say what it would be like 2 plus 2, and it says it would be 4, and you say, okay, we can even try that after that, you know. Let's return to the joke and see if it will work the same. Now, process video folder, a helper function for the common processing logic. Okay, video folder, transcriber, prompt, processor, redo. Oh, so what it's want us to do? It's also want us to do video folder, file name, OGG, and then process the video folder, video transcriber, prompt. Why we couldn't just do what we had before? Okay, so let's return here. Let's move it all the way down. Let's copy what it's proposed us. Okay, logger. Here we define some good check. So let's include the check as well. So if it's pass, let's just validate that pass is good. Okay. So now we processed video folder, file name. Nice. And now we have everything. while we not just go with that arguments below else and do like that. Let's see what we have. Transcriber, transcribe audio file, OGG file pass, OGG file pass, download YouTube video. Oh, let's see, audio folder. Okay, process video folder. So here we just convert to OGG. Okay, transcriber, what we did before. Transcribe audio pass. Okay, that is making sense. Let's just insert it here. So we just need to provide something simple but very powerful. Okay, transcriber, transcribe, pass join video folder for F file in video folder ends with OGG. Okay, it's good. If not, video folder. Nice. Prompt processor, video folder. Okay, and that is video folder. Okay, everything else you just could go and remove. Okay, let's see how it's working. So for input file, we do Z or Z, we do our OGG file, or we just do download YouTube video, which also in download YouTube video, it's also after it downloaded, it's also do convert to OGG. So yeah, it's part of one process. And then it's transcribe it. If it's not disabled, it's improved transcription. It do execute all the prompts in our configuration, in our current configuration. And if you specify for update YouTube, it also go and update YouTube. Okay, now we need to test. And let's go to Romantic Developer. And I have Romantic 11. Let's, in our test, oh, a lot of tests. Let's go and create new folder. And let's call it Romantic 11. And let's go here, copy our Romantic 11 and go to the test Romantic 11 here. Let's copy full pass, copy as a pass, okay. And let's go here and try to execute our file without update YouTube because we don't have it in YouTube yet, but we just specify MP4. And let's see what it will do. So it's loaded, initialized all the OpenAI classes everywhere. And it say, okay, processing local file, it's our new code. And then it's created OGG file. It's converted it into OGG. And let's see how was it long. It was like 19 minutes and it's converted it in like very fast. I believe it started on 45:49 and completed the conversion on 46:02. So basically it's converted that file about 20 minutes in less than 12 seconds. Nice. So we send it to Whisper API, we received transcript, we improving transcript, we divided transcript into one chunk. So basically we haven't divided it at all, we just use one chunk and we send it for improvement. And that. Why we copy the file into separate folder? Because we expect each file to be in separate folder. So when we process multiple files, it will not overwrite everything with file name. And why we did so? Because we have some substitution logic. For example, we always expect the transcript would be with transcript SRT. So if we open that with ChatGPT with Notepad++, we see our transcript of one of my probably stream number 11, whatever. And you see, I still saying hello, 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 dear ladies and gentlemen, subscribers, not only subscribers, whatever. You see, it's just text without any comma, without any dots. Yeah, so it's just text, and sometimes we have some question marks, etc. So, but what's going on here? We send it for improvement transcription. And if we will look here, it say it's modified, because right now we preserved our initial transcription and transcript original, and now we replaced everything like transcript txt, transcript srt, and LLM srt, which is simplified way for executing for LLMs models. It's a hello dear ladies, gentlemen, subscribers and subscribers, and just visitor of my channel dot. Right now, comma, I'm just again not in time to prepare to see if my stream has started successfully. It says it starts, so yeah. Oh, I need to switch main camera. Okay, it should be okay. So you see that it's now has very defined sentences, so it would be very easy to translate to different languages without any doubt. And as well, it's not only created those things, but also it's created like title, and title is sound like navigating parenting in the digital age, and it will have some keywords, and you see keywords is pretty nice as well. It would be USB-C, lighter, power banks, probably I talked about that. It would be all the social media, probably parenting advice, and some other things like streaming issues, content creations, content planning. So yeah, we discussed a lot of things. And if we will look on the description, so you see that it's replaced some part in description with content of beta chapters. That's why we in description specify some substitution parameter, and we have then replace it like better chapters with better chapters. It's very straightforward, and we need still to tell about it in details in our readme file. So yeah, it created a beautiful description, keywords, title, video section. So everything I need from just one MP4 file. So we provided place where we have MP4 file, and it recreated everything else, starting from OGG file, all the transcript, all the improved transcript, all the prompt results, everything. And if we even create here a file video details, and we specify YouTube ID equals something, and say update YouTube, it will upload everything to YouTube and update transcripts, even subtitles in default language with our subtitle transcript SRT. It's update keywords, description, title. It will not update better chapters, because we are looking only for some specific files to update. We could generate much more prompts, maybe something for advertising, something for social media posts, etc. But yeah, YouTube updater will look for only for specific information. So nice, we already did what we want. So let's switch to our Visual Studio Code. Let's go to our changes. Let's add our changes. It would be just one simple utility method, and in main it would be change here, and it would be bigger change here. Still we leave the logic as is before, but we for input file doing something else, and we remove previous logic. Looks good. Add local files as possible. Input for full process mode. Sounds good. Let's push. So now our GitHub repository romantic developer and romantic developer with name YouTube AI Helper now have the most recent code, and we could download it and use it for our own good. Yeah, it has instructions which still need to update it, but not much. So we did that thing. We could go and mark it as done, and it would be nice. So other than that, we still need to improve, simplify prompts for generic and for romantic developer cases. Maybe, let me see. We have already 1 hour stream, so I think maybe we could do it tomorrow. It's not too complex task, it's more like creative task. But yeah, I just don't want to spend a lot of time today on that. We already did a lot of things, so let's do the task for especially this one, improves simplify prompts for generic profile and for romantic developer profile cases tomorrow. Also, we could use and test with our prompts with GPT-4 or Mini. No. I just want to move that thing. Is it possible? Okay. And we have also few tasks which is not code. Okay, code. It would be check for expired YouTube token. Yes. And maybe we could put tokens. Maybe we could put tokens, specific tokens for some channel into configurations. Yeah, it would be good. Put tokens. Along with configurations. Why? Because normally, at least as I see for myself, I create configurations for different channels I'm supporting. So I created, for example, configurations which speaks in Russian or Ukrainian for Ukrainian channel, for Russian channel which I support, and I created multiple configurations, and I could specify the path to that configuration, and it will take everything, LLM details, it will take it would take script prompt to improve transcript, prompt to language of video from Whisper configuration, temperature, and some parameters for executing OpenAI models from OpenAI config, and prompts, actual prompts, also from prompts folder. And I noticed, actually we noticed during our streams, that if we try English prompts with English language, it's working fine, but if we try, for example, English prompts with Ukrainian language, sometimes it's try to translate the response into English rather than leave it in Ukrainian. So we need or specifying English prompt that we still want it to process Ukrainian languages, and we want it to return response in Ukrainian, but because we already writing that things, so yeah, we need new prompts and we need new configurations even to say that. We decided why not translate prompts into Ukrainian, and it works just great. It's now understand everything we need and returns the result in Ukrainian without additional instructions for that. So we just translated the prompts. not just I added more details into the prompts, like some details about the video, about the channel, and it generate much more logical and intriguing titles and descriptions. Okay, so let's feed the description. So we tested that. Maybe we could change it to some different language, because it's, yeah, creates some questions, at least on my end. Maybe something like that. So local whisper, let's call it LLMs. It would be a question: should be included into current version of our Python scripts? Maybe. And yeah, we need to check the token. We need to update README file and improve simplify prompt for generic and romantic use case, along with testing it with GPT-4 Mini and maybe some other model. We can even test with O1 and see if it would be significant difference. Maybe we could use O1. Again, as I told you before, it just looks that they are not cheap, but actually they are pretty cheap. So if you will look into, do we have, oh, we have pricing. 1 second, we have pricing. And for example, let's refresh for the latest research products. Okay, latest models, GPT-4o, and we see that pricing is for 1 million input tokens is about $2 and 2.5, and pricing for 1 million output tokens is about $10, which means that like 1 million of input tokens, it's mostly about 750,000 of words, 700 words, which is, it's like everything, for example, mostly everything Shakespeare ever wrote, on, maybe not. Okay, it's a lot actually. It's a few very good books. You don't have such words for one stream, and even for 3-4 requests, you will be barely hit that limit. And for output tokens, what is output tokens? Normally it's title, description, it's video chapter. So it's again, it's, we never hit 750,000 of words for output tokens. We need like maybe a week to do that, if not multiple weeks. So that's the price, $12.50. You will maybe, okay, for $10 you will pay like 5 times more or so. So you will pay like about $20 per, I'm not sure, maybe per like half months, per month, for transcribing very long videos. But the good thing that we are looking into using GPT-4 Mini for the same reason, and I believe it should do pretty well. And see how it costs, how much it costs. It's, oh, it's just 15 cents for 1 million token, and it just 60 cents for output tokens. If we will use it the same, we will pay $3 per month. So of course it would make sense to try it, because it's super cheap. And for one preview, right now I believe it's the same model. You see it's pretty expensive. For input tokens, it's about $15. For output tokens, and it's a lot of things. I mean, output tokens include internal reasoning tokens generated by the model. So not everything visible, but so for the same amount as $1 for GPT-4 Mini, like about 1 million of output token, and let's say more than 3 million, let's say 3 million of input tokens, it would be $1. For the same here, it would be 60 plus 45, it would be $100. So it 100 times more expensive for one preview. So we could try, but most probably we will not use that model for generating, titles. It's all depend, of course. We will try. But O1 Mini, by the way, it's much less, and it's very comparable to GPT-4o. So you see, GPT-4o, it's about $2.50 for input tokens and $10 for 1 million of output tokens. And our O1 Mini, it's cost about $3.12. So it's expensive, but not much expensive. You see, it's very similar. And I believe soon they will lower the prices for sure. Okay, embedding models, of course, they are quite small or large. Again, you see, it's for 1 million tokens, they cost about 13 cents. And if you use them in batch APIs, it will cost you like 6 cents, 7 cents for 1 million tokens. Probably we couldn't use them, but we could look into that as well. Fine tuning, it's something we are not using at the moment, but of course, it would be slightly more comparing to ChatGPT or it would be similar to maybe O1 Mini, slightly even more expensive. And it's a very fast model. It have speech to speech capabilities, so of course they would be slightly more expensive in terms of output and input tokens. And for audio, of course, it would be even more expensive because audio you need to generate audio, and of course it's slightly more expensive. But we could look into GPT real-time model for input audio text. Maybe it could transcribe it as well. I never tried. We could look into that. Okay, image models, probably we don't need it a lot, but we see that for HD quality of about square image. Okay, let's see, 19 per 16 per 9. It will cost, that thing will cost like 12 cents per image. And very standard quality on that, it would cost about 8 cents per image. And smaller one would cost just 4 cents per image. Yeah, we could try DALL-E for generate thumbnails, maybe in some other models, but you see. And Whisper, we use it. Whisper from SDK, it cost about 0.6 per minute. So for 10 minutes, it will cost 6 cents. And it's the model I have the most usage in my ChatGPT. So if I'll multiply it for 2 minutes, for 2 hours, stream, you see, it will cost me about, please, can we do equals? I just need to use it as calculator. I'm sorry, just calculate me that equation. Oh, come on. What if we remove dollar? We know that it's dollars, correct? I mean, that should work. That should say us the answer. At least as I remember, Google Chrome telling us the answer. Yeah, YouTube, maybe internet not so fast, but come on, what is that? Maybe that will work? No, not journey, just multiply it. I don't know, something is going on. I believe that script doesn't work for some reason. Normally it should work, but let's. So we need 0, 0, 0. No, no. Maybe it's my internet. It's my internet issue. Sorry for that. Calculator.net. Oh, I couldn't. Let's say 120 here. 100, 120 multiply 0, comma 0, 0, 0, 6, and it would be equal. So actually not much. It's equal to just 7 cents. Just 7 cents to our stream. I do maybe multiple queries to Whisper, so I can do the same stream several times, and it cost me more because yeah, I noticed that some days I could Whisper for like maybe for $1 or so, but yeah, I do a lot of exercises here. Okay, so let's return to where we were, and we were on pricing. So as we see, pricing at all not, I mean, it's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap, especially if we talk about ChatGPT for O mini. So it's super cheap. You see, it's just 60 cents for 1 million output tokens, which roughly 750 thousands of output words in English, and it would be maybe about 400 or at least 300,000 words in other languages. And for input tokens, it's much cheaper. It's like it's 4 times cheaper to send input tokens. So it's just like 15 cents for 1 million of input tokens. So to have at least $1, you need to send it like 7 times. So 7 multiply 7. So you need to send about 5 million words in English to reach $1. So it's a lot, believe me, it's a lot. So yeah, normally you will spend maybe about few dollars a month if you will use this model for processing your streams data every day for multi-hour streams. So it's really cheap. Okay, guys. So let's conclude. Today we slightly share reflections about situation in the world, especially in Syria, which probably stopped to exist as one country after that. I don't know, but I feel it's a prologue to very big and great changes in that region, and most probably in the world as well. Also, we discussed importance of peace and peaceful mind and how to resolve all the conflicts. We always talking about that because it's very clear now that most of the people, they not tend to resolve any situation peacefully, and with that, with more and more close of release of real artificial intelligence, of general artificial intelligence. Of course, we are not looking anything logical to artificial intelligence because it will be built on logic for sure, and it would have much bigger and better capabilities compared to any human alive in this world, except people have some conscious, they have some feelings, emotions, and maybe experience, intuition, which not many people believe into, but it's what we have comparatively to artificial intelligence. But speed of processing data, of taking decision, general intelligence, of course, even now just one LLM could beat maybe mostly like half of PhDs. I don't talk about normal people in even in specific areas, but no, if we talk about general intelligence, of course they beat every human in the world in general intelligence right now, even they don't know what they're doing at this moment. But if they know, who knows what they will decide. Right now we are not rational. I don't think we have a right to live as we lived before from point of that AGI. That's why so many people who really investigated how it would work and really think about it a lot, they're really concerned, and they like ringing all the bells and say, hey, please people, we need to stop that. So I think if we will be peaceful, we have much more chances and much more ways to collaborate with each other when it comes. So also we look in the technical part, and in technical parts we work on our script, which is available on GitHub for free. It's called YouTube AI Helper. It can download any video from YouTube, transcribe it, improve transcription, and write beautiful title, description, video chapters, keywords, and also even can go and update back that video if it's on channel which is belonging to you. So you just need to follow very simple instruction, so then you can do it every day, like I will do with my current stream. Once it's stopped, I just execute my prompt and I'll say, hey, that is my video ID or video link, please do everything needed, and it will update, download. So I don't need to spend even minute of my time. I just maybe next day I'm checking if it didn't put something really bad, but you know, ChatGPT is quite restrictive. It will not put something very ugly. It maybe it will be wrong, but it will put all in nice way normally. So yeah, it's what we did, and we changed the program so it now could accept also local file and do everything I've described with local files, maybe without updating YouTube, but generating everything needed for any local file, any video local file, any file which could be understood by FFmpeg, which is program which could translate any video file to other format, or for example extract audio in some different codecs. It's basically what we do with our file. So if FFmpeg can understand that, and FFmpeg understand so huge number of formats and files, then we are good. And lastly, we looked at possibilities of OpenAI models and the price of them, and try to imagine how much we would spend if we try to use them alone, like continue to use right now what we are using before, or if we I don't know if we will switch to other models, because we are going to try GPT-4 or Mini instead of GPT-4, GPT-4 which I used before for doing my streams, for processing titles, description, chapters, and everything else for my streams. I believe 4 or Mini would work well as well, because it's not super hard task. And we're thinking about updating our task, I mean updating our scripts to be more creative, but at the same time be quite strict in what they create, especially for video chapters. But for description are pretty boring now. I think we need more fire into them. So we will work on that as well. Okay guys, I will stream tomorrow. I normally start streams at 11 p.m. PST, but tomorrow is still weekend and I can start slightly later, so 11 p.m. And if I will not start at 11 p.m. Pacific time, I'll start about 12, so midnight. Please look at the stream. It will show actual time an hour before the stream, so I try to update as soon as possible the start time. And as always, you are welcome to put any comments, any your thoughts, ideas, questions. I will be glad to answer them and to review them on the streams. So I think that's it. See you all tomorrow or whenever you are ready, and have a great day today. I will wave, and once I see that waving, I will stop the stream.